All right, there we go.
Hey there.
So one thing forgot to tell you, it does lag a little bit between here and Facebook. So you know,
All
yeah,
right, we'll adjust.
definitely sounds good. Um, so yeah, you know, you know, all right, cool, we're there. But okay, so let's first welcome everybody to our live stream here. My name is Andrew with the Citrus Paranormal Society. This live stream we're just kind of discussing um, our upcoming investigation of the Barbour House in St. Augustine. So here's a few members of the teams that are going to be joining us. If you don't mind stating your names.
Hi,
Sure.
I'm Melissa.
Hi, I'm Richard.
And I'm Brian.
And yes, we're all pretty excited.
Very.
There's our names. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there we go. Yes. So, what does everybody think about it?
Super excited. It's going to be an adventure.
Yeah, we've done lots of stuff and together and individually in St. Augustine over the years, but nothing quite like this. You know, to have access to a house overnight in St. Augustine. I mean, it's fantastic. Super excited.
Yeah, I'm much the same way. That's kind of our little retreat every couple of months, and we usually do a ghost tour. So usually, I don't know, 2 to 3 a year for 20 years. Yeah, we've seen a lot, but like you said, the idea of being able to stay in a home overnight is that's spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's not too often we get that kind of opportunity. So we're definitely very grateful to them. So for having us. So we are definitely we're of course going to get there about 4 o'clock, and we'll begin setting up and do a full investigation, which should go about 6 to 8 hours or so.
Sure,
Yeah.
all night.
Yeah, basically till next morning. So what is some of the history of the place?
So for the little bit of research that I've done, start with some kind of basic historical facts about the Barbour House. It was built around 1876. It's a 3-story Victorian home. It was lived in by it was a lived-in family home for decades. It fell into disrepair at one point, was nearly demolished, and then June Moore Farrell and her family purchased the house in the mid 1900s and renovated it, etc. It was condemned when they bought it, and the occupant that they bought it from was the last remaining member of a carnival family that had lived there for many years. She wrote the book. June Moore Farrell wrote the book, The House, which is based on the history that she was told of the house, of the family that lived in the house by the last occupant. It's based on diaries, journals, photos left behind by the occupant and interviews. Let's see. It's questionable if it's fact or semi-fictionalized what was, recounted or in the book. Let's see. So one of the darkest claims is that there's a child born from multiple levels of incest, and that the child was kept in the attic and just kind of held prisoner up there for his whole life. And he eventually died and was buried on the property, supposedly. There's reports tied to this story of apparitions of a woman on the balcony or in the yard, loud unexplained crashes like furniture falling, etc. This is the last bit that I have here. According to my research, while writing the book, she reportedly woke up every night at 3 a.m. with the urge to write, and was like manic about it and continued until the book was finished and then stopped writing completely. So that's what I have so far from the interwebs. Did you hear some of the same kind of history when you did the walkthrough?
Yes, definitely. When we did the walkthrough, they did tell us the story about the Borer family, who's the one that owned it for most of it, the house's life, what do you call it? But yes, it was accurate about the kids being stuck up there, and then the incest.
I think was buried on the at least rumored to be buried on the property, died and buried on the property.
Yes. And in fact, when we were walking around, we did manage to find some tombstones, but there's nobody buried there. It's just some guy likes to donate to him tombstones for some reason. I don't know.
It adds to the ambiance.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, on the I mean, it was built like in the late 1800s, I think, 1870s, 1880s, but there's no property record on it. So, but yeah, they're really actually trying to restore the home. That's why they started reopening up the home to investigations again. So we're happy to help them in that way, that aspect. So
have they, Andrew, the owners, with at least these newest renovations, have they reported any uptick in activity since the renovations began, or since they've opened it up as sort of almost like a paranormal tourist attraction?
Yeah, I guess I'm not too sure. I don't know if they even really started any renovating yet, because it still seems to. I mean, it's pretty good inside. Just it's more really the outside stuff. But as far as the activity, there has been teams that caught some pretty good stuff. Shadow figures, a lot of EVPs. That's definitely the big thing there. Hearing voices and things like that, and some uneasy feelings. The one part of the house actually served. I'm not exactly sure if this was in the history stuff, but it was like I think a brothel a little bit up in the.
I didn't see it, but I have. Yeah. I didn't do that much. I just did a little research.
Because like there's one group I spoke to went up there and got EVP because they were going to downstairs to get the owner to come up, and you hear EVP say, "Oh gosh," like that, like kind of like that. Because they don't like particular men in that area. But
interesting.
Yeah.
I did read about a lot of activity reported on the staircases. Yeah.
Seems about right, because those staircases look pretty dangerous. But yeah, supposedly there's supposed to be 18 ghosts there, but I'm not too exactly sure. Of course, we have to go in there and see what we get, and may not get every 18 spirits there, but I mean that's the way the paranormal field works too. It's sometimes it's active, and sometimes it's not, but sometimes you always manage to get something. But it's not like Disney attraction where they flip a switch and things happen.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, they don't do it on command, you know.
So, what are your thoughts, Brian?
Um, well, like I said before, other than you, I guess we're all kind of new to the investigation side, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. The little bit I did read pretty much reflected what she chimed in on, the incestuous relationship and whatnot. Um, like I said, I'm not quite sure what to expect. Got a couple pieces of gear that I'm looking forward to trying out, especially against yours, just to see how accurate they were. Do the budget stuff?
Mhm.
Yeah, uh, yeah, it's all good. I mean, it takes a little bit to build it. I mean, this will be my first time in this location too, so we're all gonna kind of go in with not knowing what to expect, which is pretty typical of most locations. And even if you go back, sometimes it's gonna be different. So,
Right.
um, yeah, which is more exciting than anything because it's always better to go not really knowing versus being told. And I mean,
Mhm.
we might find something they don't even know. But yeah,
Yeah, we don't want those. I mean, yeah, I think we can use some of the claims, and it kind of gives us a foundation, but um, not necessarily trying to replicate those. Right? Maybe we come up empty-handed, and or something different, like like you said. But I mean, I think it's a good starting point.
yeah, totally. And of course, this will be our the team's first time getting into the St. Augustine area. It's been really almost like a dream for the team to eventually get into that area. But it just takes a little bit because you kind of have to know people and because a lot of places, even though they're all pretty cool, good and stuff like that, just yeah. But yeah, we're pretty excited, and I think well, Jason might possibly be in town from Taps or Ghost Hunters, so he was in there last weekend doing an investigation.
That'd
So
be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
yeah, yeah, and they're supposed to be actually fun fact about they're supposed to be filming a movie in there, to the house that we're going to, but a couple things. I mean, and right now it's kind of on hold, but
Yeah. I can
yeah,
only assume. I can only assume a horror movie is being is
yeah,
being filmed there.
yeah, it's basically it. And you could donate a little bit to the movie, and depending how much you could probably be an extra, but
Oh
or
well,
get your
nice.
name on it.
Get get your name in the credits.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah. So if there's anybody out there watching, if you want to ask us any kind of questions, you're more than welcome to. I think there's a way to type it in there. I'm not sure exactly myself. Um, this is sort of a new streaming thing, so we're getting used to it. Oh, there it is. Where I see it on my phone. Okay, do you do anything to? The one question here is: do you do anything to protect yourself before investigating?
Like I said before, other than you,
Sorry, don't think before that. So yeah, that was actually a question from Jill.
Well, can you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Sorry. Okay. The question is: do you do anything to protect yourself before an investigation?
I do. I do a little thing for us, like smudging, like with sage or something like that. Just a little something, just in case. Um, I don't know if you guys do or not,
yeah, I can't honestly say I got any little rituals. So
but
Well, yeah, I guess what the team does, we do in the past. Yeah, we all have our individual ways of protecting ourselves, but we do a little like send off a group. I don't know what you call it, prayer or whatever, just to welcome that sort of thing. But one thing we always do is go in with the intention of respect and love and light.
Mm-hmm.
We're not there to provoke anything or try to get pushed downstairs and that sort of thing. And
Yes. At the end of this, I mean, they're a family that was there. They're people that, you know, lived and were there. And yes, respect them.
yeah, definitely. Does anybody else have any other questions? I can now see them on my phone. Oh, for some reason I don't see them on here, but I'll have to figure out later. Oh, that's looking good. We can't wait till next Saturday. So yeah, there's another team, Deborah Ghostlight. They're all awesome people, and they're going to be heading there the following week after us. So we'll definitely put in the good word over there to the spirits for you.
Get them warmed up.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, and you're welcome, Jill. She says thank you. But yeah, and we got a few locations that we're looking to get into perhaps in the next couple months. Well, down in Clearwater, there's the South Ward Elementary School, and then I was just notified about another new location in Mount Dora, um, among other things.
That's in our neck of the woods.
Right. Mount Dora will be in our backyard in another week and a half or so.
Yeah. As far as going, we do have a question saying, "Will you be live during your visit?" We will try to go live at our during our investigation. We always do. It always depends on the how good the Wi-Fi is. There's some locations where it's pretty much a dead zone, so we will definitely attempt to. The other thing about live streaming, sometimes it can mess with our devices. So that's why normally we always set it up pointing down a hallway or something like that away from us. But we'll definitely do our best. Yeah. Does anybody have any more questions here before we sign off?
Curious minds out there.
Well, what are y'all looking forward to the most out of this?
I think it's really maybe to kind of echo Brian's sentiments. I think it's really testing out the equipment again. This is our first time, my first time, and our first time together with a team. I've done a lot of, again, solo duo investigations over the last 35 years. So I'm very interested in that dynamic as well, kind of working with a team. It's a great location. And just, again, super excited to have that access to a whole house all night. I mean, those opportunities don't just come along all the time, right? So it's a great, it's super excited about that. All of it.
Same
I
for me.
definitely agree. Oh,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was definitely agree. I mean, this is something I'm not sure I even dreamt. You see the TV shows and this, that, and the other thing, but it's actually neat to be part of it more so than the ghost tours. Or so the idea of some like-minded people coming together and doing something like this, I really am looking forward to it. I think we're going to have a ball.
Same.
Oh yeah.
I echo but what both of you said completely.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely going to be a great time. That's all part of it, part of the experience, if you will. But yeah, and of course we love to meet you too, Jill, who she said like to meet us. But yeah, hopefully one day you all will. But remember too, once we are done with this investigation, it does take a few weeks for us to go over everything. And once we do, we will show them on our um, social media platforms to you guys on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. Just name a few. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm in till 7:30. Is there any fans out there suggest we try anything? Like anything do you guys suggest we do? Because more people joining in here. So just so all for our viewers, the types of equipment that we will be using on this investigation is, of course, first we use our DVR cameras for surveilling and also for audio. And but for communications, we use a variety of equipment: the K2 flashlights, cat balls, and REM pods, all to try to communicate with whether spirits there. And we'll also be using audio recorders and EMF meters to do baseline readings. Dowsing rods we'll have, thermal cameras, you name it. We all have mostly the basic equipment. We don't have anything too fancy here, but
It's a pretty good checklist though of what we need.
yeah. Yeah, and sometimes we even use trigger objects like cards, beer, or whatever we can think of.
The beer sounds good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or sometimes. There.
Yeah, Brian had mentioned, watching the paranormal shows, which I'm a huge fan of. As I mentioned before, I've been watching Ghost Hunters since day one, as well as all of the others, and I'm curious, because I've been watching those type shows, and haunted house movies and whatnot for years and years and years, to kind of compare our real experience versus what I've been watching for for so long. And of course, I'm sure just like you guys, there are some shows that I like more, that I feel are a little more authentic. Some shows are a little more a little more dramatized, maybe. So I'm super interested in that too. Kind of, it's almost like this behind the scenes, like finally, like Brian said, finding myself in that in that scenario that I've been watching for so long.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed the shows too myself. That's basically what got me into the paranormals, and it's more learning about it now than anything, and showing it to everybody. We have a suggestion of, does anybody have any toys or balloons or anything? That might be. There's supposed to be children there, of course.
We can get some balloons. I don't have any toys. We don't have any toys. No.
Other than animal toys, no. But we can, a little ball or something like that.
Well, the cat ball.
Yeah, those are good.
So.
Sure.
Nobody has a toy Tonka truck still. I like that.
Yeah, that would really attract their interest, maybe. Yeah, I agree. I agree with Carrie's comment about the most of the paranormal TV, and I agree that Jason and Ghost Hunters and now Jason kind of on his own, which I think it's also always been my approach to it is to kind of go in, hear claims or understand claims, and then first thought is to debunk, to try to disprove what can be disproved, and what remains for me is the paranormal when all other explanations. And so I agree that a lot of those shows are a lot.
Well, I mean, it's the end point of that is it's their TV shows. I mean,
Sure,
there's going to be a lot of faking stuff and making it look good for the money and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
gotta have viewers.
Are you thought about joining the Tat family? Not too sure, but good question. But I don't think so at this time. I think I like us kind of being independent. But yeah, even candy might be good too to bring for the kids. Halloween candy.
sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a few people missing from this live stream from the team, and who will be there. There will be a total of 6 people, 6 of us. So we'll be breaking up into teams too. There's 2 to 3, and that we'll have one person watching the monitors. So we won't have too many in each room. We like to spread out as much as we can, so that there's not too many people in one room, that sort of thing. Yeah, we all want to thank for everybody who kind of tuned in this evening and all the comments and suggestions. And we do want to thank the folks at the Barbour House for having us and allow us to come out. We really appreciate it. Yeah, so any more last minute questions or suggestions or anything? Right. Well, we're gonna sign off here in a couple minutes because we all probably still have some more packing to do. Get ready for this weekend. Yeah. We'll have this replay on a little later, and you can, if you need to ask any questions further, you can just comment on that or message me or one of us. We'll be happy to answer any questions. So, yeah, definitely. We definitely want to thank everybody for watching here. We do have a little clip show to show y'all here before we go. Here we go. Gonna start soon here. All right. Thank you for watching, and thank you to the team. Okay, we'll be signing off here.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
A bit in this here.